So the National Review has released what I can only call a hit piece on Donald Trump. It's a series of 20 essays written by voices in conservatism. I wouldn't really call them leading conservatives, but they are voices. And some aren't really conservatives, like Thomas Sowell. I mean, he's a conservative, but he would call himself more of a libertarian. You got people like Erick Erickson. You got Glenn Beck, and I'm not sure what Glenn Beck is now. He's kind of a strange character. And a few more people. I'll post links to the actual manifesto in the description box below. But I'm really confused by this whole thing. You know, you got the guy named John Fund going around on different shows on Fox or CNN talking about how it needed to be done, and Trump he's not a conservative, he's a liberal. But it's like, what is your motive? He is the leading candidate in the race. If you put him in, like, he has the best chance to win. So what's your motive? Are you trying to win or are you trying to lose? If you don't put Trump in there, who are you going to select? You're going to select Ted Cruz, who's barely eligible and who also has skeletons in his own closet, undisclosed loans. You got Larry Tribe in the background, who he said he didn't know, but who Larry Tribe said he was his mentor. So who are you going to put in there? You're going to put Marco Rubio, who wants open borders. Same thing with Jeb Bush. And if you got Jeb Bush and Hillary Clinton, I'm out. I don't want another Bush-Clinton dynamic.Maybe that's what they want. Would they write a manifesto about that? About how it's an oligarchy going on in the United States? Where you have Bush, Clinton? I don't think they would. And the truth is, the best candidate in the race, since they really failed to mention who they would want instead, the best candidate in the race, the GOP didn't even have on stage during the last debate, and that was Rand Paul. If you want your conservatism, why didn't you allow Rand Paul on the stage? He's the best candidate as far as conservatism is concerned. So, you know, a common theme throughout all of the manifestos was the fact that Americans are tired of the games that people play in Washington, D.C. They're tired of the establishment GOP. See, they acknowledge this, but they don't understand it. See, they are part of the establishment that people are tired of. People like them are the reason why Donald Trump is even in contention at all. People are tired of the games that Republicans play. Establishment GOP, that is. That may be okay for local elections. It's easy to convince a small town of people or a community of people to vote for whatever Republican in their district, right? But when you're talking about a national election, look, you want the true face of conservatism. You want a guy that's going to go out there and be the champion and be this mom jean wearing, pocket protector wearing, Mitt Romney guy. You want him. You want to dig Mitt Romney up from his proverbial grave and put him on stage and have him go against Hillary. He was the perfect candidate, at least conservatives thought so, in 2012. Look how that worked. Got his parts handed to him by Barack Obama. Handed to him. And this is after all of the blunders that Barack Obama did from 2008 up until that point. The nation still is, but was back then, in dire straits, and Obama didn't do anything to help. Yet he still got reelected by nearly a landslide as far as electoral votes are concerned. So you want to dig Mitt Romney up from his proverbial grave and put him back on the stage. You want to pick Ted Cruz, who's not even eligible for real, who was a Canadian citizen up until 2014. Marco Rubio, Jeb Bush, both open borders. And then who's left? I like Ben Carson, but do you think he has the juice to be able to beat Hillary Clinton and or Bernie? And what if Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders run together? Who's going to be able to beat them? If it ain't Trump, then who is it? The people that are the real conservatives, that have the real strong conservative values and experience, you don't even want on the stage. You don't even want in the race. Rick Perry, I thought, was a good candidate. That could be your next George Bush, your next Mitt Romney. He's not even in the race at all. You have your value conservative in Rand Paul. You don't want to put him on a stage. You demoted him to the second stage. It seems as if you got a bunch of neocons getting together and saying, hey, we can't control this guy Trump, We want somebody in there that we can use as a puppet rather than do what he wants to do. They say that he'll say one thing 1 minute and then say something else the next minute. But maybe that's just their own frustration by not being able to control what he says, right? You can change your mind. You don't have to be controlled by some outside force. And how pompous and arrogant of the National Review to try and explain to Americans what they should and should not want. How are you going to tell them this ain't no flash in the pan? They know exactly what they're doing. They know that you have your quote unquote establishment guys that you want them to pick, but they don't want to pick them. What's the point? What is the point? If we know that the establishment guys aren't going to get anything done, and if we know that somebody like Rand Paul, even though probably the best candidate, won't win because he does not have the juice to go against the machine that is the Democratic Party. Let me tell you something. The thing about conservatism, the only problem that the Republican Party has is the marketing strategy. That's it. And the liberals got it on smash. I talked about this before. I may have talked about it in my DNC debate recap. In one of them, I don't know which one it was, but I talked about how Hillary Clinton's logo was so hot. You know, people look at it and they may make fun of it. They may joke about it. You know, they do different things. But Donald Trump has that in his book, The Art of the Deal. He basically says no publicity is bad publicity. So you got conservatives making fun of Hillary Clinton's logo, posting it, reposting it. All you're doing for her is giving her more brand recognition. And you're giving people that are against conservatives more ammunition against you and to fuel them to go out there and vote. That's the game they play. And we play right into their hands. The media does as well. And that's why they have the swing vote. They got the young vote. They got the African-American vote. So what are you going to do to be able to combat that? This ain't no small town, podunk, district 99 election. This is a national election. You're trying to get probably like 75 million people on your side minimum to be able to win. Not 1,500, 75 million. So what are you going to do to be able to do that? Your marketing got to be on point. Rand Paul, love him to death, but is this marketing anywhere close to that of Donald Trump? And you could say, well, Trump was a liberal, Trump was this, Trump is that. Okay, and that's fine. But if you don't vote for him, then who are you going to vote for? Who is the better candidate? And who has the legitimate chance of being able to win? You could put Rand Paul in there. Like, you could just say, okay, Rand Paul, we're sorry for not letting you get on the stage at the latest RNC debate on Fox Business or whatever. But we're going to go ahead and let you get the nomination. We're going to make you run against Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. Now, do you think he has a chance, a snowball's chance in hell of actually winning? And it's really sad, but look at the reality of the country that we live in. Stop trying to make things be so idealistic and over intellectualized. The average voter is not going to be in the Beltway discussing politics 24/7. All they know is they want somebody that they like, that they can rock with, that they believe in. That's how national elections work. So, National Review, I say to you this. You can come out with any hit piece you want on Donald Trump and say whatever you want about him. But guess what? That's not going to change people's opinion. Matter of fact, you feeding into it. This is what Donald Trump lives on. He lives on the media attention, whether positive or negative. He wrote that in his book. He's been doing this since the 1970s. This is what he does. And the American people have caught on. They bought in. So you're not going to actually help your cause. If you want to help your cause, put your wheels behind the candidate that you actually want to see. Because I haven't really seen them come out and endorse anybody. You want to come against Trump, but who do you want? Now, if you want Ted Cruz, make sure you get his papers in order because he was a Canadian up until 2014. If you want Marco Rubio, you got to talk about that illegal immigration stuff. Same thing with Jeb Bush. Does Ben Carson have any experience? Carly Fiorina? You want Chris Christie? That's who you want, Chris Christie? Come on. Let's be real. Everybody knows that overall, the best candidate that has a chance of winning the election for the GOP is Donald Trump. Anybody else, unfortunately, will just be handing the election to Hillary Clinton and or Bernie Sanders. So I'm not sure of the motive behind this. Maybe it was to do a Jedi mind trick on us and give Trump the attention that he wants from the media so he can become more popular and gain more of a vote, or maybe they just want some attention to get some eyes on their website, to get some magazines sold. I'm not sure what it is. If you know what it is, if you know what their motives are, let me know in the comments below. And that's all I gotta say for this video. If you like what you heard, please rate, comment, share, subscribe. Peace.